Hey, what's going on, guys? Half-Phase01 here, and today I'm going to be bringing you the Kyber Kup 3 Round 1 tournament. But before I do that, I'm going to have this introduction of explaining how the tournament works and everything like that. So I have the bracket here. This is the bracket itself. This is the instructions and everything, the information that you guys might want to know about the Kyber Kup tournament. All this is going to be linked down below in the description for you guys to view anytime you want. The bracket itself is being updated in real time every time a match is being occurring, so make sure to check that out to keep in touch of who's actually on the leaderboard, so who's winning at the moment. There's going to be 15 rounds, so it's going to be a long way, and hopefully we finish by the end of the next week. We already did 4 rounds. As you guys can see, I already did 4 rounds, and then after today, we should be doing 2 rounds a day. So this is a round robin. Basically, everyone is facing each other. There's no eliminations. Everyone is trying to get as much points as possible to score high up in the leaderboards for this tournament, and whoever scores the most gets the top prizes. And everyone gets the prizes, but whoever obviously scores the most points gets the biggest percentage of the prize. And also, big thanks to Scars from MMX and Ilipagio from Ascendance for donations to this tournament to help, increase the prize pool and to make it worthwhile. And then for the bracket itself, like I said, we already did 4 rounds. There's 15 rounds in total, so this is going to be a long tournament to do. There's 7 matches per round. I'm only showcasing 3 per round of the best matches, but every player is going to be featured at some point in the round, so no one's going to get left behind. The reason why I'm doing this because if I showcase all 7 per round, that's going to take me more than an hour per round to do videos. That's going to be more than 15 hours of footage, and I don't think anyone's going to watch all 15 hours, and I don't have time editing that much, so I'm doing 3 per round. It's pretty reasonable and showcases the best gameplays from this tournament. Also, Allnatural is going to live stream these battles also, so I'll link him down below. Also, make sure to check him out. If you guys want to see an actual live stream of some of the showcases, but I'm the official channel for this tournament. So again, the instructions and the brackets are going to be down in the description below. Just go ahead and click them and view them at your own leisure. And that will be all for this explanation. Now let's get into round 1. All right, the first match is going to be against Alicia Destiny and Nishimura. So Alicia is playing Jin and Nishimura is playing Vader. And as you can see, Alicia is playing a typical Jin cycle with the Rocket Girl and everything just to do damage. That's what she starts off, the Rocket Girl, to do as much damage as possible. And Nishimura is playing the typical OG Vader deck with an ATST, aggro. So, not sure why Jin didn't dip out, but Vader managed to take care and drop an ATST in front to do a ton of damage. She's not running a turret to protect her from this ATST, so the ATST is going to do half damage to the tower and they're looking pretty much at an even stance. After drops a last minute stun before she dies on Jin. Jin snipes that tower and it's looking even so far. Vader has to make an aggro push in order to stop Jin, because if Jin's just going to keep pinging, and she just drops the Rocket Girl on the other tower just to start pinging down that tower as fast as possible. So, for Vader, it's not really looking good right now. Vader needs to make a push of some kind because he's just sitting there. He puts ATC right up in front. And actually, she is running a turret. I just didn't notice that, but she did run the turret. She put the turret down and perfect distraction, and the ATC dies, but it gets one shot off, unfortunately. Vader's trying to make some last minute plays, but doesn't really work out. She puts a Rocket Girl on the bottom tower, and the Rocket Girl is doing her massive damage, and she's looking good so far in this game. Vader needs to step up his aggressive game in order to take this win. And Alicia really took down second tower. It's looking pretty good for her so far. She just needs to defend, and she's gonna have this game in no time. So the Vader dies. She's basically, you know, she could go for a 4-tower win basically at this point, because the Vader wasn't really successful in being really aggressive. He's just defending too much of the time, and that's what's costing the game. And he dies again, and, you know, actually she does again, my bad. She dies, and the Vader's trying to make this last-minute pushes. He should have went up front to take the soak the damage up, but he didn't, so that's not working out for him. And he does not take the tower, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter. She put another Rocket Girl to get that 3rd tower, and it's really not looking good for him right now. And basically, there's only 20 seconds left in the game, and she already got 3 towers, so he doesn't even have a tower. So it's gonna be good for Alicia so far. And for the first round, she takes a point. And yeah, for the first game, she takes the points. Let's see in the second game who takes the point next. Alright, good job. Well played by both. So let's see what's the next round going to be like. Alright, so they switch up factions. Now Nishimura is playing Sabine on Rebels, and Alicia is playing Palpatine, which is an interesting choice because she's actually not really very known for Palpatine. So that's a very interesting choice. So that's their decks that they're playing. Nishimura is playing a typical Sabine with G and K droid and stuff like that, and you know, and then Alicia's playing a typical Palpatine aggro kind of deck. So Alicia's trying to get in there, trying to be aggressive, trying to kill off Sabine so she can do a bunch of damage. Doesn't really work out for her. She drops a turret, which is interesting. She's one of those players that plays Empire turret, which is very interesting. She makes good use of it. But yes, she basically shuts down the pushes here, and it's looking good so far. Palpatine's trying to run in here, trying to get Sabine. Sabine's not really looking into it right now because Palpatine does so much splash damage and AoE on his own. It's just amazing. And especially against Sabine, who runs like a lot of small units, it's just a GG from there. Right, so about right now, it's in an even standstill. Nothing really happened right now. They both made pushes, but nothing really drastically happened to advance the game. She decides to place down turrets well in advance. Maybe try to cycle cards. Not sure why she did that, but probably cycle cards. I do that sometimes too. So she's trying to actually go in here again and trying to take Sabine out, but it's not working out for her. She dips out right into the Palpatine, dips out right in time. And again, it's the standstill. Unless the Sabine can kill off Palpatine. But it's not looking good. There's 2 GNKs incoming, but they both just get melted. And again, it's at a standstill. They do a little bit chip damage to both of their towers. Palpatine's running in another lane trying to do something. He actually does. Palpatine actually does, and that was very good on Alicia's part. Very good, because they were she noticed that Sabine was focusing on one lane, so she just rushed in and went to another lane. Pretty common tactic, but not everyone utilizes it. You know. She did in this instance, and she just needs to take this win. She knows she's gonna take this tower. She can just AoE this. I'm pretty sure she was trying to take that bottom tower, but she couldn't. She just died right away. And she took the other tower, but she's looking pretty good so far. I mean, even if she loses tower, she just needs to AoE that bottom tower of his, and it's GG from there. So 20 seconds left, about, and it's looking good so far. Palpatine needs to just AoE that, and Roy can just run in there and use his AoE, and it's pretty good. Yeah, that's what he does. And Alicia takes this game too, and she got 2 points for this round. So good game to both of you guys. Round 1 for this round 1. And let's move into another match showcasing round 1. Alright, so we've got It's Logix versus Masterson. So Logix is playing Hera, and then we're having OG Vader again. A lot of people are playing Hera and Rebels for this tournament, as you guys will see later on. It's just insane. Almost everyone's playing Hera's just like the meta right now, especially in this tournament. So nothing too special right now. They're just starting out their hands. The Vader drops Afra, Hera drops Wookiee, and then some Rebel Troopers. I'm going to speed this up because nothing's really too happening here. So Logix is trying to go in here and do something. Doesn't work out for him. And this again, the game's a standstill, but he manages to kill off Vader, and it's looking good so far for him, I guess. But again, the game's on a standstill, so they have to make, any one of them has to make some kind of prevalent push in order to win this game. It's pretty hard because everyone's a good player here. So I'm not sure why Logix decided to put that turret right up front there. Probably maybe trying to cycle cards, but Vader puts an ATST right in the back, and then Logix is doing his pushes here with his tank, counter pushes, trying to take out Vader, trying to take out the turret, and hopefully have a good, nice, good-looking counter push coming in. He has 2 tanks coming in. It's insane. He has 2 tanks for counter push, and he's trying to make something happen. And he does. This counter push literally gets him this tower, and it's basically GG for game 1 for Logix. Takes this game. So 10 seconds left. The OG Masterson doesn't really have much else to do, and GG from there. Logix really took this one with a counter push very well. So 1 point goes to Logix for round 1. So let's get into game 2. Now Masterson's playing Bodhi on Rebels, and Logix is playing Callus on Empire, which is interesting because Callus got nerfed a lot, and Callus is really not prevalent in Empire, but he's a really good Callus user. So that's the decks they're playing. Pretty typical Bodhi deck, pretty typical Callus aggro ATST kind of deck. Nothing too, fancy. Everyone should know these decks by now. So Logix dropped an ATST in the back. Bodhi dropped Pathfinder, so they're just starting out here. Logix is doing his pushes correctly. That's what you always want to do. Put ATST in the back, start off your pushes, build up your energy. Bodhi is putting up a tank to counter this ATST. Puts up a turret. Pretty typical stuff happening right here. Callus guns in here. Not sure why Bodhi didn't back up from Callus' stun, but everything looks good so far. The ATST gets knocked down, and he has a half health tank, some troops, and he puts JNK up front, and he's trying to make something happen for this counter push, but doesn't quite work out as everything gets melted. What she should have done is waited and put a JNK up right in the back, but I guess it just gets wasted and melted. Especially against good players, JNK doesn't work like that. You have to place them in the back and at least have them tank, get some value off. But again, the game's in the standstill. Both defended pretty well. Logix made a good push. Masterson made a good counter push, but essentially it's a standstill right now. No damage was taken by either side so far. So Logix is going again with an aggro ATST in the back, building up energy, and is trying to do something here. And again, Bodhi's doing the same thing, puts a tank in the back to help him out here. This is when Masterson misplaces the turret, and the ATST is going to get so much value because of that turret misplacement. It happens sometimes, but that turret misplacement is costing him the game right now, as the ATST did more than half damage, and it keeps it's done about more than 3/4 of the damage. It's insane, and the tower's almost down, only because of that turret misplacement. Logix is going in again, and he knows that he's got to take this tower. Now the turret was placed correctly. He missed the turret actually, and HTC already locked on that tower, and it's GG from there, from a misplay. So Logix just needs to basically play defense, and it looks pretty good on this side. And Logix basically takes this game. 10 seconds to spare. Nothing much can be done on Bodhi's side, and Logix takes second point for round 1. So great game by Masterson Logix, and let's move into the final round that I'm showcasing for round 1. Right, this round is going to be against Mauser and Ballaran. Both are very good players. especially Mauser. Mauser won the first Kyber Kup, I believe, 1v1 tournament. So definitely we're going to see a very, very good plays. Ballaran is playing Hera. Again, everyone's playing Hera Rebels. And then Mauser's playing OG Vader, and everyone's playing OG Vader in the Kyber Kup, which is very interesting. So yeah, so ATST from Vader in the back, typical, trying to build up his push, try to get aggro. Hera's cycling cards, cycling small units. I think Hera's waiting for the chopper on that to put chopper on that ATST. That's what Hera does, and it's looking very, very good for him defense-wise. ATST gets melted. He doesn't even need a turret to stop that. But the OG Vader, look what he did on the top. He put Dewback and Stormtroopers. He did half damage, also pretty good counter push, kind of, that the Hera didn't pay attention to. But Hera did her own counter push, and basically the tower is basically down. Hera did more damage than OG Vader, and Hera's in the lead so far. Literally, for the bottom tower of OG Vader, the Hera just needs to AoE it, and it's basically hers. So now she just needs to focus on the top tower, just in case the OG Vader takes out her top tower. So Hera places down Bantha, OG Vader places down Dewback, and they're both trying to make plays happen. So this is how they're playing their decks correctly. You want to always put stuff in the back and build up your pushes. That's the best way to do these kinds of pushes. So perfectly placed AoE for Hera. ATST gets dropped in the bottom, but Chopper just shuts it down, along with the Twi'lek. Such a good value. And like I said, Hera used her AoE to take out that tower, no problem whatsoever. Just ensure that tower, because you want to take that out ASAP, because you might forget, and then the game's over, and you forgot to take out that tower with an AoE. So yeah, it's looking good so far. OG Vader is just wasting his ATSTs just like that, and Hera's just getting so much value off of Chopper, which is not really good looking for him. Yeah, Hera's like worst matchup. Hera's like basically Empire's worst matchup if you're playing aggro ATST or MTV. So yeah, Hera's doing pretty well defending everything with just Chopper and no turret, which is pretty interesting. So Vader's trying to make some last 10-second plays. Doesn't really work out for him, and yeah, Hera basically took this game pretty well. And yeah, I think Ballaran played Hera, I believe. Yep, Ballaran played Hera, and Ballaran took the first point. So now Mauser's playing Hera, and Ballaran is actually playing a Boba Fett. So this is gonna be interesting. Let's see how it goes. So Mauser's playing against, again, a typical Hera rush kind of with GNK and Wookiee Warrior, which is interesting. And then Mauser is playing what looked like to be an MTV sniper kind of deck. No ATST. So you put Dewback in the back. Stunned Mauser. And they're just basically starting out the pushes here. Mauser went ahead and put Chopper and Rebel Troopers on the other side and hopes of trying to make some plays, which is kind of, I think, a mistake. He should have saved that Chopper for the MTV, but he takes care of the MTV and Dewback without the need of Chopper, which is pretty good on his side. So Ballaran placed down a sniper, which is interesting. Sniper in ones, that's very, very unusual, but he plays down sniper, helped him out a little bit, and he's getting a second snipe on Mauser's tower. So again, Ballaran puts Dewback in the back. He places a GNK, and they're kind of at a standstill. Although Mauser did some damage, so he's ahead of the lead. That's a questionable placement of Harrow's AoE. He should have taken care of the small units, but that's okay. Harrow's looking okay so far. But right now, Harrow's not looking good. Basically, yeah, not looking good so far because Bobo just took care of Harrow with Slave 1. M2 is just gonna basically go down, but nothing really happened from that push, even though Mauser died. Ballaran didn't really make a committed play in order to make that effective. So again, it's a standstill, and actually Mauser did even more damage to Ballaran's bottom tower, which is pretty good. Ballaran's not looking good so far, because she could just keeps AoEing, and she's probably gonna take this tower. But Mauser just needs to play it smart and safe and not die. So again, it's the perfectly placed Slave 1, and Mauser's gonna die. No, he actually dips out with like 1 health left. Wow. Okay, so just playing against defense. Nothing's too special going on here. And MTV gets dropped. Ballaran's trying to make some kind of plays, man. It's really, they're probably both frustrated at this point. These games are really frustrating, like both good players, and they can't really make a solid push. Mauser dies, and Ballaran goes in and tries to get this, which he might actually. So Pathfinders are on there. Not Pathfinders, my bad. Selling Warriors are on there. Sniper, but doesn't get the tower, unfortunately. Now Mauser's just trying to AoE here and trying to get this tower, hopefully. And yeah, 3 seconds left. Can he do it? Ballaran dipped out just right in the nick of time. If he died, that would have been game costing to him. But he's just gonna AoE, and Harrow just needs to run in there actually and just get this win. But Ballaran didn't dip out and died, and basically Mauser played it smart and safe and took down this game. So Mauser gets 1 point for round 1. So hope you guys enjoyed round 1, and I'll catch you guys in round 2. Peace.